Hello YouTube! Welcome to round 2 of the North American Open. A vlog coming soon, or maybe it's already up, who knows? Yes, I was playing Buddy's show, if you remember from the last Vegas vlog, the Banana Man. This was his buddy, and like we went to lunch, maybe the day before, and then we played, and it was like, oh no. So show was very invested in the game. It was funny. But I did some digging before the game. I think I found his chess.com. Like there weren't very many games on it at all. And what I saw was that he played like this. He played e6 here. And he likes playing c5 in this position. So I did like a TNC prep. And this is exactly what ended up happening. And the move I prepared in this position, well, no, knight c3 is good. Takes g6. So he had like maybe like 2 or 3 games in this. So I feel like I got lucky, but maybe he plays it all the time. I preferred the move h3. So the most common move here is knight d2. No, knight d2 is up there. The most common moves are bishop f4, e4, and knight d2. But h3 is maybe a little tricky. So the point of it is preparing bishop f4, giving me a little hidey hole for my bishop, London style, but like not lame. And just preemptively like keeping an eye out on the things. h3 was the subject of a Chess Face article. Interesting. I just was like, it hadn't been played against him before, and I had never studied this at all, let alone, like, I hadn't looked at any of the main moves. So I just was like, alright, h3, I'll play chess against him. And he made some faces at me for a while, and then he played queen e7. And I was like, that can't be right. So what are our thoughts on queen e7? Because I thought it looked bad. Like, you may think he's preventing e4, but he's not. Like, I can still play e4. I have this. I just went with bishop f4 because it fits nicely with h3. He plays a6. a4 is automatic, as the kids say. And he goes bishop g7. And I played e3. E3 is the top move in the database here. I could also play knight d2, but like they're both happening. Like I'm gonna play e3, knight d2. I'm gonna get him. I have a pretty straightforward plan. Like the pieces just sort of go, like they kind of have a flow to them, if you will. So I go e3, castles, bishop e2 is best. And then he played knight h5, which I honestly found pretty surprising, because like I was like, really? f5? Like, is that, like, what are you doing, man? No, my idea is not to play e4 at all. I mean, maybe eventually. My idea is to develop my bishop and castle and put my knight on c4 and probably play a5, and like this is the b6 square is weak, the d6 pawn is weak, and my pieces are perfectly placed to remind him of those facts. I could play e4 like at some point, but it's not like on my agenda. So I went bishop h2 and he went f5. And white is already like at least +1 here. Like white's just doing well. I went knight d2, which is good. And then he went f4. And this is obviously a very critical position. So my point behind knight d2 was I thought I was forcing knight f6. I thought that I was forcing this move, because otherwise I'd take him. And I thought after knight f6, I play knight c4, and I'm just like violently better. Like this position I thought was nearly like just strategically winning. So I didn't understand at all why he was doing this. But when he played f4, I got very confused. If this was a blitz game or a bullet game, I I would have maybe played this automatic. But the fact that this man played it against me, like, and like a very serious tournament, I was like, really? And then I spent some time and I gaslit myself. But like, I'm looking for the move time. So what would you do with white? What would the fans do? What are the weaknesses? What are worst piece? What are opponent idea? That's what the fans would do. All right, so yeah, I mean, like, that's true. I typically ask those questions in positions that are more positional and like less sharp. Here, he's coming at me. He's got the open E file, the open F file. He wants to open my king and kill me. So in my head, I need to calculate here. And I think that the most obvious candidate moves would be bishop takes h5, e4, knight c4, and castles. And I picked the worst move out of those 4 moves. So, don't be like me. Hello, Joe Bruin. I think I would play e4. e4 makes some sense because, like, what is he gonna, like, how is he, like, you know, like, really? Like, doesn't, like, what's going on after e4? What is the long term, like, okay, he goes back to f6, probably. Like, what, you know? Like, really? I don't know. I'm sure there's someone working there tonight. Yeah. I disagree. I don't think the bishop on h2 sucks at all. I think it's perfectly placed. I think that the d6 pawn is like the d6 pawn along with the knight being on c4 and the pawn's like that's like a chess player's wet dream. The drawback to playing e4 would be that the bishop is entombed. However, it's not like the f-pawn's going anywhere, because then it would open the bishop back up. So I think that we should calculate the most forcing line first, which would be bishop takes h5. So f takes e3, and then what? F takes e3, and I don't know. That's what I said. So I just kind of stopped looking here. I was like, I don't know, like, this looks scary, like, he can't take because then I'm just up a piece, so he has to take back. But, like, really? Like, this is the position I'm going to play? And to be fair, white only has one good move here. And it's an incredibly logical move, but, like, it's not what I considered at all in this position. I mean, it's not true that he has only one good move. Like, every other move just spoils the advantage. Like, queen e2 is fine, or f1 is fine. Yeah, queen e2, it's, like, equal, but my position was, like, +1, like, I was much better, and now it's, like, what the hell is this? Like, the position's wide open, my king is in the center, he has 2 bishops, open f-file. I mean, I still have this going for me. I still have the clamps. Knight e4, which knight? I don't like e4 at all. Knight c to e4. So knight c to e4 is the only move that keeps the advantage. So I'm attacking this boy here. Defending this boy, this square. This was a potential square. If I use the other horsey, he plays queen h4, and I don't have, like... Wait, do I understand? Hold on, let me see if I understand. Oh, let's check. I'm really smart. Anyway, I didn't even get that far. I didn't even consider putting a knight on e4. I was just like, this is too much. I'm not doing this. So that actually would have been the way to go. So what are some more reasonable things to do? And remember, out of the 3 moves I suggested, or the 4 moves, I picked the worst. I mean, I guess you don't have to go through all of them. But the second best would be castles. And after taking on e3, like... This position is still very good for white. Like, he goes here. probably trade the rooks, honestly. And I can put knight c on e4. So this situation you use this knight because wait, do I understand? Why is this so good? Oh, that's so smart. It's still, you can play queen b3 and defend laterally and put pressure on the b pawn without your queen being blocked by a knight. Yeah, that's all obvious. I saw all of that. I just decided I didn't want to do it. Alright, mind you, I'm also trying not to spend like ridiculous amounts of time in the opening like I have in the past. So I played e4, which is not great. I'm still kind of surprised by this. This was like a huge gap in my understanding, I think. I thought it made sense to not open my king up. But I do think that now my bishop on h2, I guess, is bad. Now, it's equal, but like, I just found it surprising that this was as bad as it was. So to fully take advantage of this, black should play knight d7. And if queen takes h5, there's knight e5. And there it's making like perfect sense why my position is terrible now. I don't think I really understood how quickly the knight gets to e5 and how there's nothing I can really do about it. I mean, I can castle, it's still equal, but like, I do see attacks at this point, where previously I did not. He just went knight f6, which is what I was expecting. And I castled. And he played knight d7. Did he? He played knight d7 here? Yeah, I guess he did. And again, it's like, can I take this? Like, I don't know. Oh wait, sorry, that was the wrong, because then I takes this one. I'm not even on screen. Hello, Nicholas Tice, thank you for the sub. Anybody else in the chat have a bike with 2 functional tires like I do? God, like, do you want to be banned? I don't know. I feel like maybe you do. So this is like some shit I had to consider, and I was like, I don't know. I'm barely spending any time on my moves, which has its upsides and its downsides. White can play e5 here. I considered e5 briefly because I was like, I don't know, like now we can't take here at least. And it's like, the e-pawn was maybe just a liability. It makes sense when you see it on the board, but to just like sacrifice a pawn, I mean, it's not really a sacrifice because he would be winning the e-pawn anyway. Like, I just didn't make that connection. I just sort of quickly played rook e1 because I thought it looks like very normal. I was fully expecting knight e5, to which I was going to respond with bishop takes f4 finally, because here, now the knight is like kind of misplaced. I'd probably take with the c knight, and it's like, you know, like I'm working with something. I got something going for me. But then he went here, and I was like, what? Intuitively, it felt wrong, but like, it makes sense, I guess. Does it? I feel like it doesn't. Like, he's overprotecting d6, he's opening the f-file. I don't know. Again, I played like an automatic, in my head, move, knight c4. Because I didn't think I could really do anything about knight e5. I should play a5. That's where my counterplay is coming from now that my bishop is shut down. Should have been obvious to me, I guess. Should it? I don't know. And then I was expecting knight e5, and I was going to be quite unhappy with my position. Like, I thought knight b6, rook b8, I thought was forced. I don't know, like a5, rook a3. It's not a good position, like, I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't think I was, like, worse or losing. It's like black is like a little tiny bit better. But then he just went rook b8 anyway, and I went queen d2, which is actually the best move. Which I mulled over. not molded. That would be a different thing. So now I'm actually attacking the f pawn. I'm defending the b pawn. I'm connecting the rooks. Queen d2 is a classic multi-purpose move, and I thought I was just much better here, if I'm being honest. I was wrong. Like, I'm like slightly worse. I still don't really like it. I still find this really difficult to understand for whatever reason. Like, how is this not just really good for white? I don't understand. I should add, b5 is not possible because I get the c6 square and you're like losing maybe. So that's not an actual threat. Black has more ways to improve. I mean, to me that just means they have more pieces that suck. Or it means my bishop on h2 is very difficult to improve. It's a better interpretation of that. But if black can control e5, he will be better. It's fair, but like, how does he? You know, like I have my own ideas. I have my own ideas. If this bishop opens up, like he is just worse. So my opponent played queen h4, and I was like, what? And here's where the atrocities start. So my position actually is good now. I thought queen h4 was nonsense. I think I calculated the main moves. I looked at g5 as his main move that I was concerned with. And then, like, you know, maybe a5? Or maybe, like, it's scary, but I also was thinking that, like, if I can somehow get away with f3 to, like, not g3, but, like, is bishop g4 horrible here? He's 95. 95! It's always with 95 with these people. Alright, what if I just play a5? What is it like? What is the long-term plan here? Ah! This is like equal. And then like rook a3. If you claim to understand this position, like, I mean, I believe you, I guess. I don't. I would need years in like some sort of temple to understand this position fully. Like, this is equal. I don't like it, but who do I even not like it for? I think I just don't like getting attacked, which is a problem. I'm going through, like, you know, 2 different defense books, but like, still I hate it. But I need to like stop avoiding it. Anyway, and then every loss, I'm so sorry. Like, I wish I had more content for you, but every loss was a 1-move hanging material blunder. Was the reason I lost the games that I lost. I played rook a3, which just hangs b5. Like, I think because in my head b5 was impossible for so long, I just forgot about it. And rook a3 always useful in the Benoni. Yeah. Like, I just wanted to defend laterally. And I thought, like, this was a positional position, and I'm just, like, doing well. And, like, if here... I should have played a5 first, but, like, I also considered bishop g4. But he gave me, like, a really, like, horrible look, too, and I was like, oh, fuck, what did I do? And then I tried really hard to make it interesting. And, like, I tried to pretend this was on purpose. Because, okay, to be fair, if he just, like, moves his knight to defend his bishop, I rook takes c8. And he has rook b2 here. But, like, there's tactics afoot. Like, I could see, like, pawn wave, you know, like, somehow getting... It just nothing worked. It was just so sad. Like, there's tricks around, but none of them work. And he also just had rook b8. And then I had to trade. And then he played kind of, like, just good. I thought for a long time here I didn't see a way to stop this. I also miscalculated the final position. Like, I calculated all of this, and I thought I had this move here, and I thought I was doing fine. That's illegal. So, like, just kind of a crash and burn. Like, the game didn't even really get started, and I just, like, lost like an idiot. So, I don't know. Like, I really don't know what to tell you. Like, there are two other games where one game I straight up hung my queen in one move, and the other I hung a piece. So, on move 7, I hung a piece in the final round. So stay tuned for that shit. But, I mean, I don't know. It was a structure I've never studied before. I think that I have a lot to learn about this whole exchange. I do think that it's basically just like killing my bishop, and I needed to be brave and just go for this. Even if I have to play queen e2 here, like, this is an imbalanced position. Although it still looks uncomfortable to me. I don't know. It's something I need to study more to understand. But I do feel like e4 was the true reason I lost, maybe. Like, rook a3 was a one-move blunder, sure, but like g3 here was the other move I was considering, by the way. And like, if queen takes h3, I considered this for quite a long time. Like, I can do this. I didn't know. Like, I thought bishop h6 looked kind of annoying. And I liked this a lot, but I thought that rook a3 was like, made the threat of g3 even stronger, because then in this position I would have like discoveries. But like, I'm doing like, it's completely equal. So like, it wasn't even worse, and I just lost in one move. I don't know what to learn from that. Just like, get better, I guess. But anyway, I don't know. Like, next game is more instructive, perhaps. All right, that's all I got for round 2. I'm an idiot.